The Queen of Sheba is a legendary figure whose story spans multiple cultures and religious traditions, including Ethiopian, Jewish, Christian, and Islamic law. She is perhaps best known for her visit to King Solomon of Israel, as described in the Bible, but her legacy is deeply tied to Ethiopian history and identity, where she is revered as the matriarch of the Solomonic dynasty. Origins of the Queen of Sheba. The Queen of Sheba, sometimes called Makeda in Ethiopian tradition, ruled over a wealthy and powerful kingdom. Her exact historical location is debated, but most scholars believe her kingdom was in Saba, an ancient civilization in what is now modern-day Yemen, or in Aksum, in what is now Ethiopia and Eritrea. The Queen of Sheba's story is recorded in several sacred texts, including the Bible, the Quran, and Ethiopian scriptures, each offering a slightly different perspective on her life and reign. In the Bible, the Queen of Sheba is mentioned in the Book of Kings and the Book of Chronicles, where she travels to Jerusalem to meet King Solomon after hearing of his legendary wisdom and wealth. She arrives with a grand caravan, bringing gold, spices, and precious stones to test Solomon's knowledge with difficult questions. Impressed by his wisdom, she praises the Israelite king, and they exchange gifts before she returns to her kingdom. The Ethiopian connection, Kebra Negast. The most detailed account of the Queen of Sheba's significance comes from Ethiopian tradition, particularly the Kebra Negast, the Glory of Kings, a 14th century Ethiopian chronicle. According to this text, the Queen of Sheba, known as Makeda, travels to Jerusalem after hearing of Solomon's wisdom. During her stay, Solomon tricks her into spending the night with him, and she returns to Ethiopia pregnant with his son, Menelik I. Menelik I later becomes the first emperor of Ethiopia and is considered the founder of the Solomonic dynasty, which ruled Ethiopia for centuries, claiming descent directly from Solomon and the Queen of Sheba. Ethiopian tradition holds that Menelik I brought the Ark of the Covenant back to Ethiopia, where some believe it still resides in the city of Aksum. Queen of Sheba in Islamic tradition. In Islamic tradition, the Queen of Sheba is known as Bilqis, and her story is found in the Quran. The Quran presents her as a wise and powerful ruler who worships the sun before converting to monotheism after her encounter with Solomon, the prophet in Islamic tradition. In this version, Solomon learns of her through a hoopoe bird and sends her a letter inviting her to worship Allah. Impressed by his wisdom and miracles, she eventually embraces his faith and submits to the will of God. Symbolism and legacy. The Queen of Sheba is an enduring symbol of wisdom, wealth, and leadership. In Ethiopia, she represents the foundation of the country's royal lineage, with Ethiopian rulers up to Haile Selassie claiming to be descendants of her union with Solomon. She also symbolizes the interconnectedness of African, Middle Eastern, and Mediterranean civilizations during antiquity. Throughout history, her story has been adapted in art, literature, and music, reflecting her prominence in both religious and cultural imagination. In Christian art, she is often depicted as a symbol of the spread of wisdom and knowledge, while in Ethiopian folklore, she is seen as the originator of the Ethiopian Empire's royal heritage. In the Islamic world, she is respected for her transition from paganism to faith in the one God. Conclusion. The Queen of Sheba remains one of the most enigmatic and fascinating figures in ancient history, embodying the intersections of culture, religion, and royalty. Whether viewed through the lens of Ethiopian tradition, biblical accounts, or Islamic teachings, she represents the ideals of wisdom, leadership, and divine favor. Her legacy, particularly in Ethiopia, continues to inspire pride and a sense of historical continuity, serving as a powerful symbol of the country's ancient and rich heritage.